Legion Paladin is one of those classes that balances out with support and DPS. It's quite versatile in the sense of being different roles where it become taunting, support, DPS and debuffer. It can use pretty much any forge item in the game except for anything that requires the 3. That being said, the class utilizes two things, the souls and spirits. The souls will allow you to do more damage with your spells, and the spirits will allow you to do more additional effects with your spells. What is unique about Legion Paladin is its fall, the incantation of sin. It has a built-in shield and focus. Though the focus is 4 seconds and the shield is 2 seconds, it's among one of the strongest shields in the game because due to how tanky Legion Paladin is, it can add another effect with the Scholar of Rage, which basically allows you to survive at any boss. I mean any boss in the game, obviously except for knockouts because that thing just hits like a truck. To use your special effects, you need to have your spirits available. The special effects will be the debuff of the 2, the taunt of the 4, and another debuff of the 5. But you can ignore that completely and just go raw DPS. But there's only one problem of going raw DPS is that there is mana problems with going raw DPS. Because when you have your spirits available, it does give you mana over time. Though it's a little, I do recommend you using Vim, one of the Forge helmets. Since this class is actually hybrid, it's primarily focused on physical. So if you use Vim, you pretty much have a higher turnout with mana. But if you use the Honor Potion, I wouldn't really recommending you using Honor Potion, maybe Feely. But if you use Honor Potion, I would say get a Stone Crusher, Legendary Hero or Frostfall Barbarian. For those classes that does reduce mana reduction and give mana to the player. Okay, that being said, this class can farm, but I wouldn't recommend it because it is slow and a single target, but it has long range and it never misses, but also quite slow. It does well against bosses that has high miss chance and bosses that it has like current health damage because this class has a really low cooldown on this heal. I think it's like almost 3 seconds with max haste. During the support role, you can use your healing and all that stuff. Just remember, if you are going to support, the souls will be little, so you will not be critting or dealing a lot of damage with your spells. But if you're going DPS, I would recommending you're keeping your spirits active, but don't spam your healing unless you're fighting a boss that requires healing. Taunting aspect of the class, it has a built-in taunt and it can use Scholar of Rage, which you're able to loop your taunts. Among that, you can do literally any boss. How I was doing Ultra Warden is pretty much easy, does take time. I was doing Warlord Icewing. That boss it hits hard, like it does what 16,000 damage to almost 20,000. I was able to reduce it to almost 2,000 with the Scholar of Rage applied to the class as well. You can add potions to make it faster, or you can use body tonic. I wouldn't recommend it because you can still survive most attacks. I also included the Legion Lichlord, which hits lower than the Icewing, but still one of the harder hitting bosses in the game. Also, there's another thing with Legion Paladin, it has actually somewhat decent dodge. Because it does debuff your enemies, it has a good survivability rates. And you can actually use this class for solo taunting and just use it for speaker, you can use it for Astro Empyrean. I would say you have to get your timing perfectly or you will get your team wiped. But it's hard to execute it, but it's worth the money, it's up to you.